You remember that Batman scene wherein Batman was conquering his own fear? There was no external enemy, but it was his own fear that he had to, let go of that rope. Imagine life is a movie and you're the main character. You're trying to become a new version of yourself, but every now and then, your old patterns, your old flashbacks, memories, thought loops, compulsive behaviors come up. How do we break that old pattern? Idea here is not to have a quick magic solve. The idea here is to have that framework which you can repeat and use over and over again in your life. In this video, we'll explore 5-step method from 2000 years old Indian psychology book called the Ancient Yoga Sutras. For ages, sages, monks, meditators have used these practices. But dude, the most important part is not the 5 steps. The most important part is when you connect all the 5 steps in one given situation. You can separate your old patterns and your new self very easily. Let's begin without any delay. Hi, my name is Ashutosh Kapoor. You're watching The Kapoor Life. This is Cozy Convos, a 30-day brain rewiring series to help you stop doom scrolling, manifest your goals in 2026. In the Yoga Sutras, there are 5 afflictions which are also called in Sanskrit as Kleshas. You might have heard about Kalesh, like Kalesh ho gaya in Desi households. This Kalesh comes from Kleshas, and Kleshas are 5 inherent defects of the mind. In the Yoga Sutra, it says Vritti Panchataya Klishta Aklishta, which means there are 5 kinds of thoughts which can either be colored or blinded by Kleshas, or it could be free from Kleshas. When it's free, you have objective thinking. But when it's colored or blinded, that is where the issue arises. The 5 Kleshas are Avidya, Asmita, Raag, Dvesha, Abhinivesh. I'm gonna tell you one by one each very quickly, but the best part at the end of the video is when all of this connects together over a situation. Avidya is wrong knowledge. There is knowledge that liberates us and there's knowledge that binds us in the rat race or trap, whether it's the trap of corporate or whether it's the trap of sensory pleasures. The knowledge that leads us to traps and compulsions versus the knowledge that liberates us from all that compulsions. Avidya is gathering wrong knowledge about something. Now, wrong knowledge doesn't mean from the book. Any experience, any kind of notion that you have about somebody or some event or some situation, that also could be avidya. It could also be assumption, it could also be ignorance, it could also be manipulation of your thought without knowing the real truth. That is why scientific temperament and logical thinking was inherent in the ancient Indian knowledge systems. Next one is Asmita. Asmita is ego, ahankara. Now when you have identified with avidya, your Asmita rises up. You're like, oh my god, I know this and I'm gonna defend it, and I know that this is the truth, or no, I believe like this and the other person has to bow down, or the other person is wrong. That is where ahankara comes. Your wrong knowledge attaches with your ego and you try to build on it. Then comes your neural pathways which get strengthened, becomes raga. Avidya, Asmita, raga. Rag is the attachment to it. Then you get attached to that identity. You get attached to that notion, to that pattern of your thinking, to that, whole perspective about life. And then comes Dvesha. You are not able to, be flexible with other people. There are different things. You're not objective and life is changing every moment. You're trying to battle life. And that is where Dvesha, hate, comes in. You kind of fight with your people. You kind of fight with your own self. You're going to fight with your parents. You're going to fight with your dreams. You fight with your anxiety. That whole tussle. But ultimately, why do you hold on to all of these? Is because of the 5th Klesha, which is Abhinivesh. The fear of failure, the fear of dying, the fear of killing the ego, the fear of losing people, the fear of losing image, the fear of losing reputation, all the fears, even death, not just yours, but your loved ones. Now connect all of this to your one situation that you're going through or somebody in your family is going through. You see that how they're fearful actually about that situation, but they don't show fear. They show arrogance and hate towards that. They show criticality towards that, which is Dvesh. Before that is attachment to few things that they hide, whether it's a wrong habit or whatever it is. There's some kind of attachment to something which is Raag. And before that, attachment is the ego which tries to defend it and denies it. No, 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 no. It's all great. That is Asmita. And before that is the wrong knowledge. Therefore, friends, when you are trying to manifest your new life, your new version, your new event in 2026, but your old patterns come in, maybe people trigger you, maybe you kind of get into the same thinking pattern, always try to dissect the situation using this Indian psychology technique, which is the 5 brackets: Avidya, Asmita, Raag, Dvesha, Abhinivesh. I'm going to give you my suggestion how I do it. Take a pen and paper, blank sheet, make 5 boxes: Avidya, Asmita, Raag, Dvesha, Abhinivesh. Now, whatever situation it is, whether it's employment, entrepreneurship, content, exam entrance cracking, whether it's marriage, whether it's healing a relationship, karma, write all the points separately in each box. Now, once you write that, you'll definitely have a clearer insight. The idea here is not to have a quick magic solve. The idea here is to have that framework which you can repeat and use over and over again in your life. 2026 is your year of action. I'm going to remind you again and again, and I'm going to tell you that I believe in you. You will do it. You have the power. You have the power in your mind, power in your heart. You have the blessings of the universe. You just need to break that old pattern, kill that ego, kill that old self, and embrace the new self. Design the new self. Build the rules of new self. Try to always visualize that and work towards that every single day, and you will bend your reality. That's it for today's video. Today's question is on the screen. Which part of the brain is responsible for logical and analytical thinking? A, B, C, or D? Let me know your answers in the comment section. Those who give right answer will get a shout out in the next video. Thank you so much for listening to Cozy Convos. You're watching The Kapoor Life. My name is Ashutosh Kapoor. See you tomorrow.